64 teams, different names, but with one goal. And now we are down to the last two teams to fight off for the grand finals for the Valorant Game Changers APAC Series FSL Open 2. And we are your casters to bring on the action. My name is Zaya, and with me is Key. So, Key, this is it. We have all witnessed the journey of our 64 teams, and now down to 8. And now Bren Victress was able to basically crawl their way up down to the lower brackets, and now here as the second placer for this finals to challenge our reigning queens. What do you think about this?
Actually, the funny part is, even though Bren was in the lower bracket, they were the only ones, at least in this open, to take a map off of Alter Ego Celeste. So you can't judge it because it was Alter Ego Celeste who sent him to the lower bracket. It's very special circumstances here, which is why Bren was able to still go all the way in the lower bracket, because they have improved. They are clearly the number 2 team. Every single team except for Alter Ego Celeste they have beaten, and even Alter Ego Celeste, they took one map away from them. Now if they can replicate that coming into this next series rather, then we might see something competitive, because Bren, I think that against Alter Ego Celeste, if they can get at least their map picks away from Alter Ego Celeste, they can give them a challenge. They can at least threaten their reign on the throne right now.
Definitely. And of course, the difference from the previous matchup that they have had is this is a best of 5s. So any alternating games can still happen up to the 5th game. And I'm pretty excited to see what Bren and Victress has in store for our reigning queens here. Our reigning queens, they have been top of most of the charts even from last year, and I'm pretty excited to see how the queens are going to defend their throne at the moment. So Key, really excited for this. I have no other words.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to see how they stack up against each other, because this is the same, a similar storyline that we've been seeing every single open so far, which is who can challenge Alter Ego Celeste. And now we're seeing someone kind of get there. We thought Extend Crit would be the one to consistently keep them a challenge, but we will see the lineups of the 2 grand finalists. Of course, Bren Esports first. These are the challengers. These are the girls that have recently been acquired by Bren, previously known as TC Arise. They've changed some members here and there, a little bit of configuration depending on the maps. They have a sub, Turley, as well. They're playing with 6 players on their roster, subbing as and when they need to. They are the ones who made it all the way to the lower bracket, all the way back to the grand finals to challenge Alter Ego Celeste again in this best of 5. Now, of course, coming up next are our reigning queens. Alter Ego Celeste needs no introduction, but of course they've also seen some changes in their lineup with the retirement. I believe it was a retirement of Tarathiel and Margot moving to Big Side. Now Alter Ego Celeste have a different look. Oreophilia is now part of the main roster, and they picked up Nabsky to round out their 5. Still a full Indonesian roster. Iceberg and Narin Ayumi, of course, very familiar. Sorry, not full Indonesian, as Ayumi is actually from Malaysia. So Alter Ego Celeste Indonesian org, but of course Ayumi representing Malaysia here, with the rest of the girls in the team still an unstoppable force even with the substitutions.
Definitely. Of course, they did not really drop any map from the group stage, and of course defeated most of our teams that basically registered here in the Open too. And of course the star player as well for our Alter Ego Celeste, the one to look out for. You've seen it in the VOD earlier in the interview. It's Neri with her duelist lineup, which is the Raze and the Jet, and of course Ayumi with her Chamber, and finally Nabsky as well, who's been popping off for Alter Ego Celeste since the retirement of Tarathiel. And of course for Bren Esports Victress, you guys have witnessed it in the best of 3s just now. I'm not gonna go down the memory lane because you guys witnessed it. They were able to get the games against SMG from earlier, despite it being a 2-1. You have to really watch out for Alexi being so much flexible with the KO, and of course with her all-time Jet as well. You gotta take note of Mikasi with her Raze, and of course Shirazi with her controlling capabilities as well with the Brimstone and the Viper. So now we're gonna head on to the map selection here for our best of 5, starting it off with Bind. So this is selected by Bren Esports. I'm pretty sure also their map as well, following it up by Breeze, which is selected by Alter Ego Celeste. And then third game is going to be Icebox, which is selected by Bren, followed by Ascent here that is again selected by Alter Ego Celeste, and finally Fracture, which is selected by Bren Victress. So this is interesting key because both of these teams have their own fair share of experiences with these specific maps. It's just that in terms of Alter Ego Celeste, they have not dropped a single map here all throughout these stages. So this is interesting, at least in terms of stats. Fracture, however, you guys may be asking, okay, Alter Ego Celeste, yes, they do have a 100% win rate on this map, but take note, former TC Arise, Bren Esports, Victress also had their own experience with Fracture from previously. So this is really exciting, but you know what? Let's just narrow down our selections here, T, and start off with Bind. What do you think about it?
Well, Bind, we haven't really been seeing it very often because not many teams are practicing this. Actually, within all the maps, not many teams actually really like playing Bind. It's just such a difficult map to play with the teleporters with no middle. And for teams to actually be good on Bind, I think that's very rare, and very few teams that actually go for Bind. Now, here's the interesting thing. It's the Philippine teams that are typically very good on Binds. The Galaxy Racer, they love Bind. And now Bren, of course, are showing that they too can run Bind. The other teams, we don't really see much Bind in FSL because it's only the Philippine teams that run it. And when you're going against the Philippine team, you ban Bind. And that's what's happened basically. But it seems like Alter Ego Celeste are afraid of Bren's split. Even though they lost to SMG earlier today, they would rather ban split, which is, to me, very odd because split used to be Alter Ego Celeste's best map. It was uncontested. Back in the previous roster with Tarathiel and Margot, nobody could beat Alter Ego Celeste on split. But with this new roster, it seems like they don't like that so much.
Also, you have to consider Haven is also not on our drawing boards as well for both sides of the team. I feel like they don't really like too much of a complications more in adding the C site, since Haven is the only site with 3 areas here as well. So you have to consider that. But of course, considering, going back to quickly our stats, Ascent, that I didn't really see any much for AECL, but again, Ascent is also part of our best of 5s. That is on game number 4 if ever we are able to reach that point. But for now, focusing more on Bind, the percentage rate of AECL is basically 100%. They've won all of the games that they've played in Bind, and of course their winning percentage here in terms of defenders is 57%, but still above average. But you have to take note as well, they're attacking. Of course, Alter Ego Celeste is very much known for their aggressive plays, so you will understand that they will be having a higher percentage in terms of that specific area. So for the side of Bren, looking at their Bind quickly here, they too also have a very advantage percentage here in terms of the map. Bind being 83% of their win rate here. So they only lost 1, but still it really counts. So you can basically tell that they're quite close together in terms of that, and their percentage in terms of defending and attacking are quite balanced, only more favorable by a bit with their defending side. With these in note, Key, do you think that both of our teams are just going to take advantage of their current stats that we have here, or do you feel like there's something new or a shake up for both sides?
I think they'll probably stick to their guns. For one thing that Bren, or has been working on for Bren, is that they have a set strat and they just keep going for that same strat. Their attacking side is really the best part of Bren right now. The aggression, the executions, really being able to go in. We saw it falter a bit on split against Team SMG, but funnily enough, Alter Ego Celeste have banned split, so that won't be an issue for Bren this time around. But we'll have to see, because again, Alter Ego Celeste, if you take a look at their map win percentage, it's gonna be really high. Why? Because they're pretty much undefeated at this point, so it's gonna be pretty much almost all 100%. So
Of course.
they do like Haven for
Mhm.
Alter Ego Celeste, which is why Bren banned it. Not that Bren
Indeed.
cannot play Haven, but rather Alter Ego Celeste played Haven 10 times this open, which is actually also different because Alter Ego Celeste don't really didn't used to play Haven that often. They preferred other
So
maps.
it was quite a switch up here, right? So instead of a split, the ones that they usually play, it basically transferred to Haven as well. And of course, I agree with you. Bren basically respected the prowess that Alter Ego Celeste has in Haven. So right now we are going to bind. Everything is locked and loaded. You did see all of those utility-driven compositions for both sides of the team. I was able to get a glimpse. It was for Bren. They do have the sky to work with, and of course, I think Shirazi, if I'm not mistaken, did get the brim. And then right now for the side of Alter Ego Celeste, I did see the Viper once more. So you did say it, they're sticking to their guns. So in terms of skill play, I don't really have questions any further for these girls because they've already proven themselves right here in the Open 2 and even on the previous circuit of FSL. So right now it's just a matter of performance and the right amount of timing and outplay for both sides of the teams to whoever gets to tip the scale.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's as you mentioned, firepower, not a big deal because we know that everyone here has the firepower. We know that everyone here can shoot. The real question is whether who really steps up to the plate, especially in this best of 5. Are we going to look at? Are we going to see fatigue from Bren? We did not see fatigue from them yesterday, even after they played one best of 3 and the second best of 3. No fatigue at all. Looked like X10 were the ones that looked like they were gassed. Today, they've already played 3 games on the side of Bren. Is this something that will work to their advantage? Like, are they warmed up? Are they fired up on all cylinders? Or will the rest that AE Celeste have had, because they're in the upper bracket, be more effective in a long series? Because this is a best of 5. We've only had best of 3s so far, and now they're gonna have to play up to 5 maps. So first map is going to be Bind. We have not seen Bind that often either because it's just banned by so many teams, and nobody wants to play Bind against Bren.
I'm pretty sure during the hour that we had before we start here, I'm pretty sure Bren Victress already conditioned themselves to reset everything despite having a long day or long noon from earlier. So again, this is a battle between not just the title, but of course your potential spot for the elite for the coming tournaments or circuits to come here. So just looking quickly at the draft composition, we have Namsky with the Chamber, as we've mentioned it earlier, to look out for. Iceberg with the Viper, Oreophilia once more with the Astra, Ayumi with the Sova, and finally Inari with the Raze. Followed by Bren. We do have the Sky here. I get Shirazi with the Brim, Ali for the Sova, Alexi with the Chamber this time around, not going in as a duelist. So again, the verticality is there once more. And for finally Mikasi with the Ray. So basically they're focusing on or pushing on the duelist role to Mikasi. So right now that's going to be the quick flash, notifying that there are people here on towards showers.
It's a very quick start for Bren. As they push towards showers, they already make a 2-for-1 trade, and Alter Ego Celeste's defenses have already been pierced. But Inari swings from short, takes 2 down. Already 2 quick headshots. The spike is down, so Bren have that advantage at least. But Zinni and Alexi are both in showers. It is not a favorable position as they're both in the same spot, and now Alter Ego Celeste know that. They're trying to heal Alexi up, who gets a headshot, teleports away only to the other side. They're gonna have to peek this as Devious starts. Inari gets a 3rd kill already. Quick start. Alexi takes 1 down, swings away. She knows that Ayumi is not on the spike just yet. Peeks out, dodges the bullets again. Time is ticking. Alexi has to swing away. Defuse to half already though. Oh no, Ayumi is able to get the defuse from under Alexi's nose. And Alexi is gonna get the kill as a consolation prize. But this is what we saw Bren do to Team SMG on Icebox. The exact same thing. They cleared out everyone from Bren that time. They cleared everyone from AE Celeste this time. But Bren do not secure the round.
So looking at how Alexi did a good time in basically you know, trying to jiggle peak to buy some time, but I feel like they weren't aware that the spike is half defused. That's why you can see the logic behind why Alexi decided to really go far down
Yeah.
the showers area. So right now this is going to be a win for Alter Ego Celeste. Now they do have their specters to work with here, so we can assume that they could win this. But Bren, Victress does have their tendencies to win out there quickly. So let's see. Ooh, right now we do see Shirazi on a half health at the moment, removing that armor. So at least they have an idea to the locations of our Victress, and this makes me uh, see it as an interest because usually Bren goes for an aggressive approach in bind, but right now they're trying to tone things down a bit.
Yeah, they're slowing down. Even though they only have pistols, I think that their goal is to get this spike down. So they're playing a default first, trying to see if they can get guns. Now they're already funneling into A short. Here comes the execute. The flashes are coming in. The recon bolt. The grenades are coming in as well. Smokes are coming down. They're gonna try to get this plan. Oh, actually, it's a fake. They even fake us. They actually teleported to B, but there are no rotations for Alter Ego Celeste. They actually just stayed on the B side, but it's going to be a double fake as Bren double back onto A, and now the rotations are coming in from Alter Ego Celeste. I am not sure if Bren will be able to get this spike down, as Alter Ego Celeste have already read this. They're already swinging onto the spike. Alexi is going to take one, but Oriofilia with a spray down takes three, and Neri with a blast back takes one, as well as Zinni gets a Neri, but gets taken down by Namski. Bren do not get a spike plan. They do take two members down away from Alter Ego Celeste.
Indeed. So I really like the attempt coming in from Bren Victress to fake the rotate using the teleport, but I feel like it's also predicted by Alter Ego Celeste, since this is a scenario where also Bren have been doing for quite some time now. They've been very much utilizing fakes in terms of how they rotate and how to be proactive throughout the map, and I feel like Alter Ego Celeste have read this already. And you gotta take note, the moment that they took the teleporter down, their footsteps I think were quite heard going back from market. So you have to take note of that as well. And the fact that Ayumi wasn't able to spot out one from B-Long the moment that they used teleporter, but Shirazi starting us off with a 2K.
He's been the absolute MVP for Bren these past few series. Even though she's a controller, she's doing everything for them. And Bren are cleaning up shop. All very clean kills right now. Only one member remaining from Alter Ego Celeste. It is a lone Oriofilia playing the Astra, actually. Very strange, especially after Astra's been nerfed. But I do love Astra Viper. It's just not used. Oh, they actually don't have the spike down yet. Oriofilia gets two. This supposedly clean round for Alter Ego Celeste is starting to get really dirty, as Oriofilia with a Spectre gets a third. But Alexi is there for the kill. They made it expensive for Bren though. They did not even get the spike down.
Exactly. So that's also a little bit of a compensation for Oriofilia as well. So looking at the replay right here, we do see Oriofilia able to get heads before she is taken down by Alexi. But you have to take note as well that Alter Ego Celeste is pretty much good as well in controlling the sites right here, and of course in terms of trying to read their enemy. Bren Victress, however, that was a very interesting win for them. Three were taken down, but still they managed to get the job done. But the question is, they kind of, will they have a more sturdy take in terms of getting the site, or do you think that trying these explosive plays or unorthodox lineups would do them good as well?
Yeah, Alter Ego Celeste are actually pushing out the bats. They don't see anyone though, so even though they pushed out, they didn't get much information. Short is already pushing. We actually see Ali waiting for the flank there, but Alter Ego Celeste with two quick kills. Zinni and Shirazi are going to take one apiece, but Zinni actually gets traded down. 2v3 right now. Shirazi doesn't even have armor anymore. They are switching their minds, and they are going to the B side with this spike. They're running. They have the big guns on Alter Ego Celeste though. Only Iceberg doesn't have a big gun. That's going to be a Bucky for her. Will she be able to hide in cover and kill people with this Bucky? I think she might be able to because she has the orb. Misses the shot though as Ali takes Iceberg down, and this is starting to look very doable for Bren. 2v2 right now. They both have rifles, both teams, both sides have rifles, and there's an orbital strike coming in because Shirazi has been lighting up the scoreboard. She's able to use her ultimate, but she gets taken pretty low from the tags. Shirazi trying to look for an angle here. There's a ping. They actually know where Oreophilia is, and she's gonna have to take out that dart. And there's gonna be the cosmic divide coming in. Oh, Ali through the wall! She's gonna get a third kill as well as they secured the round for Bren.
Nice timing as well to that. And okay, we do see that the Cosmic Divide tried to close out the entry ports from Hookah and from Long. But the question is, the moment that Oreophilia drops her, let's look at the replay quickly right now. So they are able to take their heads appropriately. Misses the shot here as Ali takes advantage of that look. Was able to put the Cosmic Divide, but a little bit too early in entering, knowing that Alexi was sprayed down by 2 with that crossfire and didn't really give the time to react at the moment. Or actually not. So right now, I feel like Alter Ego can still win this out, but look at this. They're charging all, and the force rendezvous is gonna happen.
Yeah, and Neri with a showstopper immediately gets 2. Quick plays from Alter Ego Celeste have Bren confused. They've already killed 3 members because of the ultimates, and they may be able to rescue these guns later on. And this is going to be a huge upgrade for Alter Ego Celeste. But right now, even though they got 3 kills, none of them have been able to upgrade their guns. Only Nabsky has a gun that has to be reckoned with. The Tour de Force on the chamber. Right now, Bren look very lost. It's still Shirazi and Alexi though, the 2 top fraggers typically for Bren that are still alive. So Alter Ego Celeste, they really only have pistols right now. Even after using a showstopper, Eneri had to jump into the portal for safety. Could not pick up any of those guns. But Bren are playing cautiously.
So here, it's safe to say that regardless of gun difference, Alter Ego Celeste still has the capability to dwindle down manpower
30 seconds
against Bren. So right now, look at this. The Natsuki is just basically sniping them down, knowing that it's already at B long. Shirazi, however, is going to be there for the trade, but take note, it's a 1v3. Look at Eneri from the sides, already flanking from B long. Shirazi, however, is able to take Iceberg from back to hands. So that's going to be the smoke to try a little bit of coverage.
Oh, Eneri with the paint shells. Going to get Shirazi. The paint shells explode. They do get the spike plant as sort of a consolation, but it's going to be 2 free gun upgrades for AE Celeste. This was a pure eco for them. The only real commitment they had was the Tour de Force. And they take the round away from Bren.
Exactly, and I like the little cheese that, Eneri did from earlier. So Eneri did a good job in getting that showstopper down. Nabsky as well with her snipe, with her ult. Counting moving forward, but right now Shirazi, she did have her moments right here. Look, the cheese is here, uses the paint shell, and then just taps her off with the sheriff. And like you're just using the best of the utilities and weapon that you have here. And just like that, they were able to equip themselves this time as rifles, and Bren has no choice but to save.
Yeah, it's really all just utility. It was a Tour de Force, a showstopper, and the paint shells. Those were all the kills from the last round. It was purely skills from agents that got the kills. And Neri is going to find someone, sneakily pushes up the smoke. Does not find the rest of Bren though, as they duck for cover. They don't have any great guns to punish Eneri though, as Eneri runs back into bats into safety. They're going to try to look for more, but only Shirazi has a long-range gun with that Marshall. The rest of Bren though, they have sheriffs, they have frenzies. They can still be effective. But while it may have worked against other teams, I think AE Celeste might be difficult to get those guns to work against them.
Here, I mean, they don't really have too much of a choice for the side of Bren here, knowing that weapon difference is there, Hunter Series going to be used, knowing that Eneri was able to use the satchel to go to safety, but Nabsky, however, still takes 2 from Cubby, securing the spike. Now they know that Ali is in shower, takes a little bit of a peek there, tries to wallbang, but the recon ball detects her from behind. However, there is also Iceberg, but Eneri just decided to end it all.
Yeah, and Eneri only had 29 HP. 2 bullets, maybe a right click. I think Ali was on a frenzy. 2 bullets from the frenzy easily would have taken her out, but Ineri is so brave, just swung out and took Ali down with a headshot from her Vandal. And right now, Bren have the chance to bring it back. They have rifles, pretty much a full buy for them. Let's see if they can take this back, because this is their map pick after all, and they're having a difficult time against Alter Ego Celeste right now.
Revealing
And
area.
I feel like with these takes coming in from
Chopped
them,
up.
oh, that was very unfortunate for them. The recon bolt detected 3 from Bren, and look at how they already backed themselves out from B long. Usually Celeste has a tendency to go and, you know, be aggressive,
Yeah,
but
perform.
right now the change of strategy is really evident here.
Yeah, they're respecting Bren, and Bren look like they're about to execute on Shirazi. Doesn't care that there's a snake bite there. Swings out. There's a showstopper being committed as well. Mikasi does not find anyone though. Waits towards the defender spawn. Shoots the rocket. Doesn't really hit anyone. I think she was too afraid to go in. There's the Hunter Fury getting used as well. It stops the plan for a little bit. Buys time for Alter Ego Celeste to mount up for this 5v5 retake. Zinni is waiting right behind the smoke. Iceberg is also waiting right behind. I'm not sure who will find who here, but it seems like Iceberg will back down. The rest of the players though are coming in. They're gonna start to mount this retake. Alter Ego Celeste are looking for more. Iceberg swings out, takes Zinni down, goes back to safety. Alter Ego Celeste already have killed 3 for 1, 4 for 1. It's all down to Shirazi, who gets taken down by Ineri. Such clean kills from Ineri on this raise.
Indeed, the way that she was able to isolate the fights in that area is just so good for Ineri at the moment. But you also have to commend the other members of Celeste being able to, you know, grant some space. Look at the quick replay here. Iceberg takes 1. Now gonna be another as 1 tries to retreat here. That's going to be 1. Uses the tin can for coverage and to secure the final kill from B long. It's just the discipline key.
Yeah, and Bren are forced to eco yet again. This is gonna be a really difficult game for them. This is their map pick, but Alter Ego Celeste, it's really not even everyone is getting killed. Oh, that's a quick Viper's pit right there. Gonna discourage anyone from going A, but Bren have other ideas in mind anyway. They're using the ultimate just to secure their own 100%, and they're forcing Bren pretty much to go into B, where they're going to be met with 3 players. So great. I mean, I think that's the reasoning behind the thinking for Alter Ego Celeste here. Don't come A, go B, but our great players are on B, because Ineri, crazy. Oreo has been raised. There's a tag. They get the first kill. Alexi is trying to run away right now, and Oreophilia, Nabsky, and Harry have just been lighting up the scoreboard. The rest of Alter Ego Celeste, they haven't even had to do anything. It's not like they don't have any kills because there's nothing left to kill. If I'm making sense here, like the rest of Alter Ego Celeste are just cleaning up too well, and Bren, they're having a difficult time getting into sites.
Truly, and right now looking at how things are, it's expected that Alter Ego is going to win this once again, and I find this a bit tricky for Bren, because if they group up together too much here, I feel like collaterals are going to happen. Paint shells are going to be used. Drone is going to detect an area here and is going to just sway just to force the reposition. But right now, having the eyes on the prize here, Shirazi takes one, but Natsuki takes 1, and Neri for a kill of her own, and there's the spray transfer, but you need to secure the kill. So this is the one that I've been saying earlier, Key. If you stay too long in a certain site, the problem is collaterals and the spray transfers are bound to happen. So I don't know, but here in the replay, it's as if that their take in towards B has been very much you know, like telegraphed, or it's been because of the audio cues or because of the skills that they've been trying to dish out. It's safe to say that, you know, I feel like Bren got literally stuck in that area.
I agree. They really got stuck there. They did not change any. They didn't have any plans for. There's no plan B. There's no change in direction for them. And right now it looks like they're gonna try A, which Alter Ego Celeste have been very good at reading. And Neri is already positioned on the A. There's gonna be a fake. That's gonna be Nabsky jumping out, making it seem like there's no one else there. But Neri is actually here. She's gonna get tagged down very low though. She's not gonna find anyone with a showstopper or the paint chills. Bren are still in perfect health, while Neri has already been tagged down. Only one bullet will take this raise down. And she's gonna get hit again. 20 damage on Ineri, but Nabsky is gonna find the first kill onto Mikasi. They're gonna try to go for this execute. Zinni is gonna get 2 quick kills, is able to use the Seekers to find the rest of Alter Ego Celeste. 3D Fire and Alter Ego Celeste are on the back foot as they try to regroup first as these Seekers are moving forward. It's going to be 3 defenders coming in from the defender side. The defenders spawn, and they are going to try and find Bren. Spike is not down yet as Alter Ego Celeste are still repositioning. They have the time. They still can slowly find Bren.
The Recon was going to detect Ali in showers here, but I think that flash kind of depicted where the sky is. So Oreophilia takes Alexi down before she could even teleport. Right now going in towards that. Spots out the gun. Ali takes Iceberg down. Zinni for the 3. Ayumi for the shutdown. And I don't know, Key. I feel like this could be a game for Bren unless they, you know, play their cards right.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 1v1 though. Ayumi is gonna isolate these fights. Not going to fake this defuse this time. I think she's gonna try to stick it. For good measure, Ali is gonna use the Hunter's Fury. It secures the round, but at the cost of an ultimate. 4 members from Bren died though, so Alter Ego Celeste did so much damage, but Bren finally get another round on the board.
Not wanting to, like, really further up the scoreboards right now. Looking at the quick replay here, Zinni was able to try to prioritize her single targets accordingly with the help of her comrades as well. I like it, however, how both of our teams do not really hesitate in using their ultimates with Anari's showstopper earlier. Even though there's no guaranteed kill, the fact that she was able to delay the push in Cubby, and also Ali with the Hunter's Fury, as you mentioned, was enough to take Ayumi down.
Yeah, and you know, Ineri can just use the showstopper because she's gonna get a ton of kills anyway. She using it there is just means that she could basically get a few more kills and then be able to use the showstopper a 3rd time in this half. I think that being able to use the ultimate to perfection isn't always necessary. You can just use it to try and go for it, even if it's a relatively lower percentage play. But a chance to kill someone there would have been really good because she can fill up her ultimate bar very quickly anyway. So right now, Bren are going to play a very slow default.
Quickly trying to create presence from B long, but slowly crawls in from Narnia or from Market to Showers, interestingly enough. But you have to take note, Aneri and the gang are also watching that said angle. Loving the discipline, however, from Alter Ego Celeste, that despite all the utilities that are thrown, they're not really faltered. They're not reacting to it, which is nice. So here, what will Bren do? They're already curled up in towards Showers, and I feel like there's no signal yet that they've spotted out some from Showers here, but look at the crossfire. That's gonna be the shock dart. Not gonna get anyone from the corner. Uses the smoke here from Shirazi as well to try and plant the spike.
Yeah, now trying to look for kills. The spike is gonna go down. There's gonna be some damage dealt. Shirazi's gonna get really low, but the heal is gonna be there. Oreophilia is gonna get taken down. Nabsky is gonna try to look for someone here using her tour de force, but cannot find anyone. There was a wall between her and the spotted target. They're gonna have to clear lamps though, as Nabsky gets a first kill. Ayumi is gonna swing out, gonna get spaced with 2 though, as Alexi gets a double kill of her own. It's all down to Ineri. 1v3 right now. She takes 1 down to make this maybe a little bit more palatable for her. Gets a 2nd kill. Runs out of bullets on her Vandal though, and that is going to be her end as Shirazi shoots through the box and finishes an area off. Bren have secured a 4th round.
That was good time management, to say the least, for the side of Bren, because they were able to clutch plant the spike per se with so little time, and because of that, it really forced out AECL to rotate towards B site. And here there was a nice attempt of Ineri trying to isolate the fights with a better angle, but again, you mentioned that there wasn't any more bullets for Ineri's Vandal, so she was forced to switch out with the classic. But knowing this, Alexi secures that out as well.
And for the side of Bren, they actually have the tour de force on Alexi. So they won the previous round. Economy, they still haven't really been building it up that well. Alter Ego Celeste, on the other hand, they won so many rounds in a row and not lost that many guns. They still have the economy guy in full. Oreophilia, though, is actually on a judge. So she's changed her gun because she's thinking, I'm gonna be the dedicated lamps protector. She got killed just now by Shirazi as they swung into lamps. So now she's taking matters into her own hands, using an automatic shotgun to flush anyone out. But they're actually going to go to B side instead. Bren just want to go for this B execute, and Alter Ego Celeste, I think for the first time in the last few rounds, are actually reading this wrong.
Here, this is actually a very good usage of utility coming in from Shirazi, deciding to smoke the entry point of elbow rather than
the further part, right?
Yeah, the further part.
Oh
so
my
look at
god!
that beautiful crossfire from Ayumi and Iceberg looking at the opposite direction.
Yeah, and as the smoke goes down, two players coming out, shooting the members of Bren. The spike is down, Alexi is low as Bren! Shirazi and Alexi get 3 kills. They did trade for Zinni. It's now down to 2v2. Alexi has 17 HP remaining, and somehow Alexi and Shirazi were able to clean things up.
Last round before the switch.
They were able to capitalize on their positions right here. Just look at the quick replay. Beautiful crossfire from Mayumi and Iceberg, but look at this. A random snipe from Alexi, and Shirazi is there for the backup in the closer combat. That synergy from the two of them is enough to really wipe out the members of Alter Ego Celeste. So it's safe to say, Key, that despite Bren Victress having that 3 games from earlier, I feel like they're not faltered here in terms of fighting against Alter Ego Celeste. But then again, I can speak too soon for comfort, because anything can still happen once the side switches.
Yeah, exactly. They're not gassed at all. We saw that in against X10. They just have a lot of stamina to play multiple games in a row, 2 series in a row. It doesn't matter for them. Mikasi messed up her boom bot a little bit there. It came back to her instead. So she's not going to be able to find information there. Nabsky is on this Bulldog, actually playing all the way from heaven. Oh, that's a star, not a head. But Nabsky is going to make it known that she's playing from heaven. Oreophilia, still playing from lamps. This time around has a Vandal to her hand. I mean, that's a really nice dumpling charm. I should actually dumpling charm. So they're just wasting so much time for Bren, and Bren, I think they're just waiting to execute as it's about to start now. Here comes the flash, Angels coming in as well, the recon, the mollies. This is the signature Bren execute, all offensive utilities coming out, hiding through smokes. Alexi is gonna get 1 kill. Lamps is getting sandwiched as Oreophilia gets taken down. Ali also finds Ineri, and Bren are just so clean right now with their executes. 5v2, Iceberg and Ayumi left. Mikazi's already made her way in front as she takes down Iceberg, takes down Ayumi as well, who has been using the Hunter's Fury. She does take down Ali, but it doesn't matter.
Switching sides.
Just like that, they were able to reset the first half of our game right here, Key, and this is very much interesting, since usually we have the like at least early assumption that Alter Ego Celeste can have the upper hand right here. But you know what, as you've mentioned it as well earlier, Philippine teams tend to be very much cheesy, you know, in taking bind as the map selected pick. So despite all of that, the fact that they are able to top and, you know, really tie things up for Alter Ego Celeste can basically leave a mark right here in towards our grand finals. So looking back into the previous 12 rounds that we've witnessed earlier, it's been like a game of ping pong for both sides of the team, really dishing out their own strategies at play. Some were popping off and some were really unfortunate in terms of timing, just like the previous round from earlier. So Key, because both of our teams are going to go for the switch, this is like a reset. So basically we don't really have an idea yet to who has the momentum here. What do you think, at least in terms of our challengers, which is Bren Victress, what do you think is their upper hand here, or their advantage here in terms of trying to defeat our reigning queens?
I think they have superior utility usage. In fact, I think Bren, out of all the teams right now, are the cleanest in terms of utility usage, especially on the attacking side. However, Bren have shown that on defense, sometimes it's just they don't have the same strength that they have on attack. Not to say that their defense is bad, but it's not as clean as their attacking side. Meanwhile, Alter Ego Celeste are also insane on the attacking side, with Ineri opening things up, Nabsky sometimes becoming sort of like an entry sentinel, sometimes just watching the flank. If we see Alter Ego Celeste on form on this attacking side, I think Bren will have a very difficult time stopping their onslaught. And we'll have to see, because this is Bren's map pick after all, so they should be prepared for this. I think the preparedness for Bren is going to be the factor here.
I mean, I agree with your sentiments in there, and you did say it that Alter Ego Celeste does have their own way to basically assert their dominance once they are in the attacker's side. So knowing that Alter Ego Celeste chose their defense first, and they managed to at least even things out in here for the past 12 rounds. I feel like, they have something in mind here, knowing that they are attackers. Look at how they're buying stuff right now. 3 of them already have armor, one an area with the ghost. And for the side of Bren Esports, they do only have Shirazi having the half armor as well. So knowing this, it's going to be a very interesting take here. But for now, our eyes are at A site.
Yeah, it's going to be different philosophies, basically. Bren have 3 frenzies on them. Meanwhile, Alter Ego Celeste prefer the armors, like you mentioned. On Nabsky, she will have the headhunter as well. She is really sharp. And there's the boombot, going to damage Iceberg a little bit, so that's going to be the utility from Bren. Oh my god, Iceberg is having some trouble getting out, as Mikaze's pain shells are going to take her down because of the slow from Alexi's chamber traps. So that trap slowing her down actually just spelled her doom. Iceberg, uncharacteristic death of her, just all from utility.
Interesting. Both of our teams once again have their eyes on towards lamps right here, liking the patience once more from Bren, but Aureophilia is making her way towards showers here, but the recon ball is denied. Oh, we do see a Yumi spot out of Mikasi. There should be an assumption that they could double peek this one, but still Ayumi gets away.
30 seconds left.
Down.
Yeah, great movement from Ayumi as she actually jumps away. Shirazi should have been there for the trade, but did not expect her to push. And Neri is gonna punish Shirazi instead. And Bren are on the back leg right now. And Neri doesn't get flash and takes Zinni down. That flash was just a bit too short as Aureophilia takes down Alexi as well. And this is what I've been talking about. Bren, they should be ready for this, but Alter Ego Celeste, their attack is just too strong, and Ayumi is going to take Ali down. She doesn't check the corner, and that's going to be Alter Ego Celeste winning the pistol round on the second half.
It was actually good, patience game for Alter Ego Celeste. Even though that they are the attackers, they kind of toned it down in terms of taking the side. So although we do see some Bren taking down these kills, the fact that they were able to utilize the corners in the later parts of that game with Ayumi placing herself in that corner. Ali didn't really have the luxury to look much in that area simply because she has a lot of angles to cover.
And right now, Alter Ego Celeste, they're not slowing down. They're playing B fast right now. And Neri uses the paint shells to clear up Hookah. Uses a satchel as well. There's going to be some counter paint shells coming in from A short into the teleporter. As Zinni actually is already taken down to 5 HP. Alexi is also very low, 16 HP left on her. That shock dart is going to try and find these low HP stragglers. Not really going to hit anyone. Shirazi is still in the tube. Are they gonna find her as she actually is sneaking up? And it's not going to go down yet as Nabsky takes down Mikasi. Alter Ego Celeste are so clinical. They want to look for kills first before they get the plan as Aureophilia takes the low HP Zinni down. There's another low HP member of Bren on Hookah. 16 HP left on Alexi, and this looking pretty bleak for them as both players are playing Hookah. And against automatic guns, Alexi's gonna get taken down. Oh, she actually gets one first before getting taken down, and it's just a tube of death for them on Hookah. It's just a Spectre spraying left and right. They're getting hit by the bullets. They have no way to hide.
Interesting how they position themselves here. Nabsky takes one from City. Aureophilia with the spray down from Hookah. Lexi was able to take that snipe off of Ayumi before Neri wall bangs her to her demise. So I feel like Bren, in terms of their rotates here coming in into their defensive side, is quite unpolished yet in comparison with their attackers. Because if the way that they place themselves here, it's as if Alter Ego Celeste kind of predicts, or because they're placing themselves into their crosshairs. So that alone, they have to be very careful. So here, once again, the patience waiting. Look at this delayed pusher. They're not putting any utilities just yet, but look, Inari was
Ouch.
dinked here because of that spray down coming in from Shirazi, and still they made things work. Managed to go in towards Snap. That's gonna be the teleport from Alexi, rendezvous rather. Is there gonna be a trade though, as Mikasi takes Iceberg as well?
Yeah, and Bren have already gotten 2 kills, pretty clean from them so far. Namsky is gonna play up close though. He's gonna take Shirazi down as Alexi swings and takes revenge for her fallen teammate. Alter Ego Celeste still only have Spectres. They're gonna want to try and get this plant done, but Oreophilia is stuck in lamps right now. Oh, as the smoke fades, Ayumi gets taken down. It's all down to Oreophilia playing lamps. She was playing lamps on defense, but now she's playing lamps on the attacking side too, as Alexi finishes off the triple kill with a headshot onto Oreophilia, and Bren Victress survived this round with 4 rifles carried over.
Technically, it was a bonus round as well for Alter Ego Celeste, so regardless, they'll still have guns for later round. But Alexi, with that quick teleport and rendezvous her way out of misery, is one of the big factors as well. And take note, the moment that the smoke coming in from Oreophilia was out, we do see a crouching Ayumi back there for their taking as well, out in the open. So that's a bit of unfortunate in terms of position. That's gonna be a quick flash boombot as well to spot out Ziggy. Uses the paint shells here, but nice spray to start for
I think she knows that when she throws her paint shells, she creates 50-50 for the defender. They either move forward to avoid the paint shells or backwards and drop out of hookah. And she did not hear the drop from hookah, which is why as the paint shells explode, she's actually shooting through the smoke. And that's just some crazy big brain plays from Inari. And right now, Bren are on the back foot yet again as Zinni has been taken down. Shirazi is able to change her judge into a Vandal though, as she's going to use that Vandal. Put that Vandal to good use as she takes Inari down. She's very low now though, and there's no Sage, there's no, the sky is down for Bren, so they can't top Shirazi up. As Alter Ego Celeste slowly crawl their way into the site. It looks like Bren is starting to rotate, but Iceberg is going to catch that. She's lurking, and she knows that A is actually clear. Alter Ego Celeste are going to change their mind. They're going to take the teleporters, but Ayumi gets taken down by Ali. Now the rest of Bren, they're actually on B. Will they take the teleporter? Yes, they will. It looks like it's going to be a triple. No? Single?
Okay, it's only so it's only Mikasi and Ali taking the teleporter, but I feel like Napsky heard that. But you know what? Looking at this, in towards Cubby, hasn't spotted Shirazi just yet.
I have them.
So right now, I think the camera detected Shirazi, and he is hearing the footsteps at the moment. Let's see if the corner is being seen. No, Napsky takes advantage of that. Mikasi for the other shot. They were too preoccupied with Napsky in the Cubby, forgetting that Oreophilia is also in the vicinity.
Yeah, they just could not find the kills. They did not have the time to really check the corners. Iceberg picked Alexi off there. They got a few kills here and there. They took a Yumi down. Nabsky, unfortunately, Shirazi whiffed that, and Oreophilia just swung out at the right timing. I think that's one of her key features when it comes to bringing value to the team. It's being able to swing off of her teammates' contact. So she's playing the controller, but she plays a very, very helpful and very fast supportive trade role for her teammates, who are extremely aggressive, by the way.
Indeed. So looking here again, you have to commend Bren, Victress as well for their usage of utilities. It's as if they're queens of this because they're able to provide so much space. But the only problem, however, is that, look at this, the showstopper will be detecting the alley as well. So one spots out another before Shirazi goes with the shutdown.
Yeah, and Neri getting those 2-for-1 trades. So aggressive from her. They're on the attacking side, but she's actually able to go from hookah straight onto Octagon with that showstopper, getting a second even before dying. Now here's the thing. Bren, they're split 1-1 right now. Alexi does have the tour de force, but there's 3 members of AE Celeste already pushing onto A. Now Iceberg, ever the lurker, creeping up, looking for Shirazi here, who's already made her way to defender spawn. So 2 members of Bren trying to play this 2v4, but they're at a huge disadvantage because they are getting sandwiched as well. Oh, the head peeks out, but Alexi is not able to connect the shot from the tour de force. They're gonna try to go into lamps right now. Shirazi alone, can't really trade with her teammate right now. Waiting for Alexi to come in before she goes. Iceberg though is gonna get this flank. I don't think she's gonna get the timing as they both go into lamps. Shirazi is gonna take one down, swings, changes gun immediately. Might be able to get a second. No, Ayumi is gonna get the quick headshot, and Alexi fumbles with her guns. She picked up a gun, wanted to change to something faster than the tour de force, immediately changes to the headhunter instead, and by then it's too late. Iceberg has already crept up behind her.
And simply Iceberg just took advantage of that, so her flank didn't really go to waste at that point. So there was a nice attempt coming in from Shirazi and Alexi. They're trying to double peek from lamps, but Shirazi was able to take down Auriophilia, sure, but when she goes out from lamps, Ayumi was there to greet her, and Alexi was quite in a distance, not being able to back Shirazi up. And you did mention it, there was a bit of a fumble a shake-up in terms of the weapons that she wanted to use. Unfortunately, the time didn't really went into her favor as Iceberg went for the cleanup.
Yeah, and the guns aren't great on Bren, so it looks like Alter Ego Celeste might secure their 11th point here, as they're actually taking this very slowly. They're playing safe still because they know that you can't really give up guns to Bren, because if a rifle goes into their hands, it might be really scary, especially if someone like Shirazi or Alexi picks it up. It might be round losing for them. So because of that, they're playing this slow. They're making sure to check their corners, to double peek, and make sure to find them and waste utilities first before getting to a site. It's a great patience from Alter Ego Celeste.
Definitely. So right now, Recon Bolt not gonna detect anyone just yet here. So, Shirazi takes Inari down with the Molly. Ooh.
I'm not sure what happened there. I think Inari just walked into the corner and just started burning to death. Wasn't really any prompt for her to stay there. It's going to be a showstopper. Immediately shut down by Ayumi. Nevsky is going to take Ali down as well. And that's going to be the site open. 2v3 right now. Alexi and Zinni only have sheriffs to their name. Ayumi is going to find one. And the last member, it's just Alexi. She does have the headhunter, and she might be able to maybe find a kill, but 1v3 right now, she only has light armor. It's not looking great for her.
Indeed, and it's quite hard to be in this position, having only half armor and not really much of a gun. Already been spotted out by Ayumi. Oracle goes for the peek and takes the cleanup. And just like that, we're already 11-7 here in favor of AECL. So that was a very interesting take on how Inari died with the Molly coming in from there. So I feel like in Cubby, Shirazi released the Molly before being taken down, and I feel like they didn't really had time to check it out, to check the floor out. I assume, because we're on a different perspective, so we'll never know. But the fact that Celeste was still able to, really thrive into that round really speaks for their name. But Bren Esports, I don't think that they're still giving up without a fight here.
Yeah, definitely not. They have a full buy this time around. They haven't been very successful at stopping Alter Ego Celeste pushing into the site, and they're going to play a little bit faster this time, Alter Ego. They used to do a lot of fakes, a lot of mid-round adjustments, but right now they've already crept their way up onto the A site. They're going to try to clear elbow as Alexi is going to be there in the corner. The Hunter's Fury is going to get used. It's going to be a swing from Iceberg. He's going to take a second one as well off the back of that Hunter's Fury. And it's going to be at the advantage of Alter Ego Celeste, as the Poison Orb is going to help cover her teammates as the plant goes down.
So I like that spray from Ayumi just to secure her exit route right there as well. So key, this is getting interesting. Oriophila places her stars. Mikasi tries to defend, coming in from Hookah. Look at that orbital strike.
Yeah.
Manages to get Oriophila, who's pinned down from the ult.
It's gonna be the retake here right now. Bren are trying their hardest. They took one already. Even things out, base defuse a bit, but Nabsky and Ayumi are gonna get 2 kills apiece, down to a 1v1 right now. And Zinni is not gonna be able to find Nabsky as Nabsky puts a bullet to her head and puts Alter Ego Celeste on match point.
Well, that's a very interesting take. Nabsky already in Hook. I like it that they were able to separate themselves from the pack just so that they have another insurance policy from Hookah. So liking the push from Iceberg right here, getting herself a 2k before being taken down. But this is the interesting part, right? So they were able to create chaos from long, but here, I feel like Zinni already knows that Nabsky is from window. She was able to turn around. I think the only problem is her crosshair placement. She wasn't able to place it as exactly as she wanted it to be. Alexi opens it up with taking Iceberg down from the Hubby before rendezvousing back to a different place. And Neri, however, will be getting the trade to get Shirazi down.
Yeah, and it's not looking great for Bren. Again, we've been saying this over and over again, but Alter Ego Celeste really just have opened the map up. 4 versus 3 right now. Hunter's Fury getting used. They're gonna get a little bit of info. The spike is not down yet still, but it doesn't matter because Alter Ego Celeste have the numbers advantage. They even have the post plans already set up, and I think Ayumi knows that Zinni or someone is behind this wall. She's already creeping up. This flank is not even gonna work out as Ayumi is going to flank the flanker. And Alter Ego Celeste are just a step ahead. There's the flash though. Oh no, Zinni knows that someone is there. It might look good for Bren. They've already taken 2 down, 2 kills. They're switching guns, better guns. Bren are actually going to stay alive as they take this 3v4 cleanly.
That was basically a good timing, and for Zinni, a good call for her to flash out in towards A before entering the site, because I feel like her game sense was tingling into that fight, because it's kind of taking so long before she could even get there. And here, with everything happening on A site, they were able to dwindle down the members of Alter Ego Celeste. That was a very good way to clean up the first half for the side of Bren. Not really first half, more like very enough to deny rather the match point against AECL. So judging by that gameplay, what do you think Bren needs to do in order to keep this up?
I think it's just difficult for them, honestly. I think that they should be thinking about the next map already. They have 2 judges right now for them. Kasi and Shirazi both have judges. It's going to be difficult to use those properly on this map because only one of them will be effective. It's whichever side A Celeste will go to. And then the other one that's rotating, if you rotate with a judge, it's not effective because you don't get the jump on them anymore. You don't have the surprise of a corner or a close range. But right now, this snake bite, it's not actually going to hit Mikasi, so she's going to be able to stay in that corner. They used another one, but it's really not clearing that corner out. This might actually be what Bren needs, as Ali peeks off of that flash, gets a first kill. There's a second flash coming out as well. Zinni is going to just wait here in this corner. Mikasi with that judge as well. Ayumi is going to use the recon bolt, takes Ali down though, but do they know that there's 2 more players in Hookah? That's who takes one down as well. Okay, they're gonna know because they're gonna hear the boom bot. Ayumi takes Mikasi down, and this is not looking good for Bren right now. And Shirazi, is actually going to find Nabsky, who is on A. They thought A might be safer. They were trying to bring the spike onto A, and Zinni is going to be the one peeking out instead. She might. She doesn't find Oriophila. Iceberg actually finds Shirazi, and they know where the last member is. They know where Zinni is, and they're now going to think to plant on A. There's the Viper Spit going down as well. This is really weird ground for Alter Ego Celeste, but of course, it's looking very winnable for them because it's 3v1 right now. It's all down to Zinni.
Zinni has to play her cards up, especially in that Viper Spit. So she does already have an idea that 3 of them should be in A at this point, unless she is able to hear the footsteps that Ayumi's making towards heaven. I don't think... Okay, there you go. The stomp is the signal. So that's going to be the concuss, but not gonna knock down Zinni just yet. So I feel like she will be spotting ahead here. Beautiful tap uses the flash. Not gonna see anyone. Uses her utilities as well in the secret to identify their location. But Ophelia was fast on her feet and is able to get game number 1 for Alter Ego Celeste.
Yeah, Alter Ego Celeste are just too strong right now. But I'm very happy that Bren were able to take them to at least quite a few rounds before having to bow out off this first map. But looking at the two teams, it just feels like Alter Ego are just a step faster. Not even one step faster at this point. It's just half a step faster. I still have high hopes for Bren. I think they still have a chance to take a map off of Alter Ego Celeste at the very least. So I'm very excited to see that. We're gonna see the scoreboard real quick though. As actually, here's the funny part about Alter Ego Celeste. We haven't really been seeing Inari top frag, but this game, she was insane on that raise.
Like looking at this, 24 bombs, 13 to 8 scoreline for both sides of our team, with Alter Ego Celeste being victorious here. 342 ACS, that is no joke. 2.0 KDA, that's already high. Followed by Navsky here with her sniping prowess with her tour de force. And of course, Ophelia and the other members as well, being able to create the space that Inari and the gang needed to be. Ayumi as well. And of course, you have to commend Iceberg here. If I'm not mistaken, I think Iceberg is the current IGL for Alter Ego Celeste. Not sure, but the way that she plays, she pushes with the Hunter's Fury that Ali is trying to bring out. Her rotates and her flanks are really working and into fruition for Alter Ego Celeste. So let's look quickly about the objectives that they have had. Alter Ego Celeste was able to get 15.3k damage. Headshot percentage, however, is in the sights of Bren Victress with fragments of 10 for the side of Alter Ego Celeste and 3 objective wins. Now, this is the interesting part, Key. Despite the loss of Bren Esports here in the game number 1, the fact that they were able to make this game close for comfort, it's not your one-sided play. They were rallying towards the first half of the round. Only goes to show that their utility-based tactics is working well, and you have to thank Shirazi and the others for that fact.
Yeah, definitely the offensive utilities that are showcasing the strength of Bren. They still need to brush up on their defense because Alter Ego Celeste are so good at attacking, and we'll see that in the highlights, which are going to show up right now. So here we see the explosive plays from the race, from Inari, Iceberg as well, being the rock, being the defender for Alter Ego Celeste. They're clearing sides out, and we really see Inari from the start already popping off. And here was the Hunter's Fury from Ali securing that second round for Bren, which mounted a comeback for them. As you mentioned, they went 6-6, but look at Bren really pulling these crazy rounds off. But after that, Alter Ego Celeste just took over. On the attacking side, they were extremely aggressive, took Bren down. There were some moments of brilliance from Bren, but Alter Ego Celeste were just too fast and too strong for them because they just wouldn't let up. Alter Ego Celeste with the trades, with the post plants, with the trust in their teammates as well, and Inari of course lighting up the scoreboard. Nikasi couldn't get her showstopper down there, and this is the one we were talking about with Iceberg actually pushing out with the Hunter's Fury, with Ayumi finishing off Bren with those kills on Hookah.
And right now, that basically concludes the game number 1 that we have here for the grand finals of the Valorant Game Changers APAC Series FSL Open 2. On the next one, guys, don't go away. We have best of 5 series for this grand final, so I'm pretty sure, guys, you're up in for a ride. So do you think Key Alter Ego Celeste is gonna go in and literally alter the results, or do you think Bren Esports Victress will, apes grow stronger and try to get a game away from them? We'll come back after this short break.
Welcome back everyone to VCT Game Changers APAC Open 2. This is the FSL circuit and we are in the grand finals between Alter Ego Celeste and Bren Esports Victress. I'm Keycast and with me is Zayora, and we're having fun here because this best of 5 is definitely delivering explosive plays left and right, but still dominance from Alter Ego Celeste.
Exactly, and of course, I'm pretty sure a lot of our viewers out here are really at the edge of their seats in hopes to basically the possibility of Alter Ego Celeste being dethroned here for the side, as Bren Esports Victress are basically trying that out. But for now, Key, this is where the fun starts. Looks like you're ready for some summer fun here, Key, as we are going to head on to Breeze.
Yep.
Breeze, one of the biggest maps here as well in towards our game, and this is selected by our reigning queen. Starting off as defense is Bren Esports Victress. Now, we've mentioned this time and time again, Key. Alter Ego Celeste has not dropped down a single map just yet. And of course, Bren Esports, looking at their stats quickly right here for Breeze, they kind of have a win rate percentage of 40 to be exact, only having 2 total wins on their Breeze map. Knowing that this is defender sided in their stakes here, looking at the stats quickly, it's quite interesting to see because again, Alter Ego Celeste has their interesting ways on how to spice things up. Now here, this is game number 2. This is a best of 5, so anything can still happen for both sides of the team. But Key, what do you think should Bren Esports Victress do, since I think they're starting to be labeled as, you know, the queens of utilities?
Yeah, they definitely have strong utility usage, but I think their defense is the one that needs to be retooled a little bit. Maybe just let Alter Ego Celeste in. Maybe they need to flank a little bit faster. Maybe they need a double peek to punish someone watching a flank, for example. But they need to mix things up because right now what I'm seeing from Bren is that for the most part they're just sitting on side waiting for Alter Ego Celeste to execute, and once they execute, they get their way for the most part. Of course, we've seen signs of brilliance from Bren here and there, hitting those shots, having a little bit more dynamic defense, but they need even more dynamic defenses because they're giving Alter Ego Celeste a lot of space, and space for Alter Ego Celeste, they will eat up every single inch of space that you give them. You give them an inch, they take a mile from you.
Indeed, like, you know, like take a step and they go a mile, as you say here, Key. So this is basically the fun part. We get to identify if Bren Esports Victress have what it takes to take once more a map away from our Alter Ego Celeste. Alter Ego Celeste, however, they've been known for their prowess here. I'm actually quite nervous for both of our teams at the moment because it's really at the edge of my seat. There's a possibility that Alter Ego Celeste can shut them down, or the possibility as well that Bren Esports Victress can dethrone our queens. But right now, this is the reason why we are bringing you all the action here in our best of 5s. Again, you also have to consider here, Key, the agent selection picks of our team, in which we will be seeing shortly right now, actually. So again, this is a Breeze. You would see surely the Sova, the Viper, and the Chamber as well, which, as I say on cue, Alter Ego Celeste locks them in alongside with the Sky and Jet.
Yeah, they lock it in really fast, and Neri on Jet. Of course, the main duelist for Alter Ego Celeste, Ayumi, is becoming that flex player. On the other hand, for Bren, they're actually putting Mikasi on Sage. So this is an interesting development because when we saw Bren play Breeze, they actually subbed Mikasi out for Turley, and Turley played the Arena on Breeze. So this time around, they're keeping Mikasi, and she's going to play the Sage. Zinni is going to be Cypher instead. Is that real? Is that actually going to be Neon?
Oh? Don't play with my heart like this, Victress, but I don't think it's going to be Neon right here, Key, simply because they'll have a little bit of a lackluster in terms of what we have been, you know, highlighting them as
Select
utilities.
your agent.
So I don't, of course, Neon sure can be very much beneficial in creating some space or poking out the maps, but up to what extent though? Because if like Bren Esports create a double duelist lineup, if one of them is taken down, that's already technically a liability for the overall strategy that Bren has to do. So in terms of choosing between Neon and a Sage, I would basically go for a Sage, because simply the walls can also compensate in trying to block out any entry points away from Alter Ego Celeste.
Yeah, that's for sure. The Sage will help, and you mentioned that their defense is the more troublesome portion of their gameplay. So having two Sentinels might be helpful with that, but I'm not sure on attack what their plan will be. But of course, for Bren, they have Alexi on that jet. The plan will definitely be Alexi, go kill them all. And she will try her best to kill them all. But again, this is Alter Ego Celeste they're going against. It's going to be a difficult time. On Breeze as well, I think that this is a map that, while Bren Esports aren't bad at this map, it's not a map that they would pick given a choice.
Exactly. So we've been seeing both of these teams really use as well the terrains and the surroundings on Breeze, because sometimes they jiggle peek, they use it to angle to isolate the fights, and right now both Alter Ego Celeste and Bren Esports do have that sense, especially when they are, pinched in a position that's really at their disadvantage. So now I am quite interested to see how both of our teams are going to work this out. I feel like because Bren Esports is starting out of defense, I feel like they're just going to go here a bit more passively. Probably, let Alter Ego Celeste enter, and then maybe try to play for peaks at that point. But anything can still happen here at this point, because again, there is a moment wherein, even though we kind of called it out on paper or on textbook, both of our teams have the tendency to play something outside of the box.
Yeah, there's definitely some out of the box play, some interesting adjustments here and there. Some maybe mid-round decisions, some really crazy, oh, let's push spawn into the site kind of plays from the teams we've seen in the previous round. But right now, I think that for Bren to win this, they're gonna have to at least go 5-7 on this defending side.
This is still gonna go down to how they execute their performances here, Key. So right now,
It's a stack.
It's a stack, as I say. I mean that's the best situation for Bren here to play with the manpower. But right now, seeing it, Mikasi is bought out, was able to be baited by a half. Ooh, we'll be using the knife to at least try to destroy that wall here so that they have their portal of entry. This is interesting. Starting at the very first game of game number 2, they're already utilizing metal doors, in which most cases is the one being neglected upon. And I like it how both teams just guard this up.
Yeah, and they're contesting long haul, and right now Alexi is starting to sense that people are coming from main. It looks like Alter Ego Celeste will still go A. Bren have had a good read of this so far. They've already stacked all 5 members onto A since the very beginning, but Alter Ego Celeste, they don't care. They're gonna run in, they're gonna take Shirazi down as they make it a 5v4. They're gonna inch into the site as they try to plant that Recon Bolt. It's gonna spot them out as Alexi takes Snapski's head off with that Sheriff. That plant is gonna go down safely as no members from Bren will be able to stop them, as Alexi gets a second kill as well with that Sheriff. Ayumi is gonna take one down, but Alexi is gonna take a third kill off her own with that Sheriff. She's on pace for that 5 kills using that Sheriff, but Oreophilia is gonna take Ali down, and Alexi will really need to showcase her talents here as Zinni takes one more down. It's all down to Oreophilia, who's really low right now. Off of Alexi's heroics, she's able to take the rest of the members down, and Alexi is going to complete it with a 4K. Bren, this is exactly what you need to win against Alter Ego Celeste. Win these rounds on defense, and Alexi going crazy with that Sheriff.
Exactly. So that's actually a good way for Bren to control the site, even though that the metal doors were already been greeted by a lot of presence with both of our teams. the fact that they were able to just take it slow for the side of Bren here is also one of the factors as to why they stacked up in towards a site. So now that things were taking up to a different level, since Bren was able to win that pistol round, they do have the utilities to work with here, and look at how heavily stacked uh, Alter Ego Celeste at the moment and being sight. And take note, it's only Zinni guarding that area. Wall is already there.
Yeah, the wall is up. Rotations are a bit late for Bren. Alter Ego Celeste will be able to take this plant and get the spike down. That's gonna be extra creds, but the rotations are just a tad bit too slow for Bren. Even though they have the bigger guns here, they might have trouble right now because Alexi and Zinni actually only have Sheriffs, but Sheriff is enough for Alexi. She's been wild with the Sheriff thus far. It's her 5th kill already as they try to look for more. Shirazi swings out, takes Inari down. Zinni is going to use the Sheriff to get a headshot as well. They're starting to clean up. Alter Ego Celeste. Alexi with a 6th kill. That's going to be a headshot from the Sheriff. She's starting off really hot right now as she gets another headshot. Alexi is just not slowing down.
This is what happens when you give Alexi her jet. She literally swoops down and take every kill as she can get. And I like it as well because the members of Bren Esports are giving her that space. This is only just the 3rd round, but look, Alexi already has her Blade Storm. This is the reason why the bonus round can still be in their favor for them, because she has 2 utilities to work with here, or 1 weapon, which is her Sheriff, and another one, which is her Blade Storm. And you know that sometimes it kind of it is a threat with her being able to dish out that ult. So now we do see the cage being triggered by Zinni over here. Places some tripwires. The presence is here for the side of Alter Ego Celeste, but everything can still change because sometimes if you give Alter Ego Celeste weapons, they can also be monstrous.
Yeah, they're definitely monstrous, and Alexi has to pull off a miracle here. She's been great so far, but the Sheriff against Vandals, against all these big rifles, is going to be difficult. The Viper's Pit is used as well. Alexi already has the Blade Storm because she already has 7 kills, and she's going to updraft. Misses the shots, but gets the right-click headshot onto Inari. The blades are going to run out, though, of course, as she tries to pick up this gun. Oh, she tries to shoot through the smoke. Iceberg and Ayumi are going to take 1 kill apiece as Mikasi is able to take Oriofilia down. This Viper's Pit is going to go down, and the rest of Bren are going to clean up shop. Nabsky is the only one left remaining, but 1 against 3. Mikasi is going to get the headshot, and Bren win their bonus round.
That, as I say it, if you really give Alexi and Mikasi the space to, get control of the map, it's very much, interesting for Brent to win that out. So for now, Alter Ego Celeste does have their moments wherein they are able to pick off 2 members from the side of Bren, but unfortunately, the way their post-plant positions is out there, at least. Sure, they can plant the spike, but in terms of clearing up the round, not so much. At least for the first 3 rounds of our game. So right now, Alexi starting it off with that op kill. Nice way to start the 4th round.
Yeah, Ayumi also has her tour de force, so that's going to be one big gun that Alter Ego Celeste have, but the rest of them are only on Sheriffs. Of course, Alexi starting things off. Really great start from her. I think she's 9-0 at this point in time, as Ayumi is going to finally take Alexi down using a tour de force. That op is going to go down, but there's no backup from her team. The rest of her team are actually all just scattered. They're just all looking, scavenging for kills here as Inari tries to peek with the Sheriff. Ali is going to hide behind the boxes, and Inari's not going to get that kill as Shirazi switches off to the operator, takes Ayumi down. That tour de force is going to be gone. Zinni is going to take Iceberg down and Inari down as well, and she's going to go for the triple as she takes Oriofilia down with a relatively clean 4th round from Bren.
That is just so good for Bren for the moment. Imagine Alexi having the op, takes the first one earlier, but then passes on to Shirazi, and Shirazi taking an up kill for herself. So now this is a good call for ACL to get that timeout, because it's not really like a situation wherein they are losing 4 rounds in a row. Because if you notice, right, sure, they may lose 2 rounds consecutively, but come the third one, they're the ones bouncing back. But right now, I feel like there's something going on from Alter Ego Celeste that I think they need to reset right here if they want to get their first point in Breeze. And we've been highlighting this earlier, Key, that they haven't dropped a single map just yet, but as we're seeing it right now, I feel like there's a tone down in terms of their
Oh,
performance.
they dropped one map against Bren in Open 2,
Oh,
but they
there you go.
haven't
Drop
dropped a
one
single
map.
series.
Yeah.
just
Series,
one map.
correction.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you so much.
Alter Ego Celeste, a great call for the timeout there. They do need the timeout because honestly, this is uncharacteristic of them to go 0 whatever. 0-2 is probably the most that I would give them because 0-2 can happen if you lose a pistol round. Right now, though, they have full guns. And Eri is going to be on that operator, going to try to challenge Alexi. And let's see if A Celeste can turn the tides.
Going back to A here, but 2 members of Celeste are in mid, maybe trying to get more coverage. But the drone is going to detect Mikasi from double doors. Don't expect anyone there just yet.
Yeah.
And this is a slight of a slow push coming in from Alter Ego Celeste. And seeing that
There we go.
Canary takes Alexi down, and they're trying, I guess, for this A take here now that the manpower is into their hands.
Yeah, it's going to be an A take, but there's already 3 members of Bren on A, so it might still be difficult for them to take this, even though they've already taken Alexi down. At least the threat of the operator is not there anymore. They're still gonna try for A because there's only 40 seconds left. They're all positioned on A. They already have the Viper, the toxic screen up on A as well. So they're gonna go for this after a few seconds.
30 seconds
There's a
left.
toxic screen coming out for the defenders. There's an orb coming out as well. A Celeste are starting to execute. There's the Viper, the snake bite as well. Going to push Shirazi off a little bit first. And Ayumi is getting the first kill, but Shirazi is going to take an area down. Mikasi is going to slow the push as well as the spike goes down from Oreophilia. A Celeste had to push forward here because the spike is down. They're going to have to get the plant down. Ayumi is going to take Shirazi down. This is exactly what they need. There's only Zinni left remaining. She takes Ayumi down to a 1v2, but they do get the spike down, so the timer is going to be reset. Zinni has to play this 1v2 right now. She's actually in between the 2 players as Nevsky just passes her by. She finally finds Zinni. They lost so much, but they finally get around.
I mean, that's what they need, right? Because even if they were able to sacrifice a lot of their utilities at play, if it is able to clear out the round, then that's basically the more important objective in here. So right now, looking at the quick replay here, Yumi for the trade, and the patience coming in from Alter Ego Celeste kind of shown. Although Zinni was in a good position here, I think she kind of lapsed the presence of Nabsky from the behind. So 4-1 this time. A Alter Ego Celeste wins that 5th round. So if they would want to like chase the scorer lines, it's now.
They need to catch up. They also still need to beat them 2 times before they completely reset Bren's economy because they've won 4 rounds in a row. It's going to be difficult for them. And Neri is just going to try. Oh, she actually looks away at the wrong time. Unluckily for her. And Mikasi was actually boosted up that wall. So she takes Ineri down. Not looking good for Alter Ego Celeste because if Ineri just waited 1 more second, she probably would have found a kill onto Mikasi there.
Okay, so now looking at this again, utilizing the doors. Quick drop from Ali here, uses the drone to see any information. Will be tagging Ayumi along, takes away the tripwire as well. Shirazi, however, is still utilizing her Viper Spit from a cave, denying any portal of entry. Right now, Alexi and Zinni is in B site, not neglecting this side as well, which is actually a good call for them. So Alexi is watching mid. I think Zinni is watching the B main. That's gonna be the platform to go back. They'll get one enemy as she takes down from B main.
Yeah, Alexi with an operator so sharp. Gets a second kill even after the dash. It's all down to Ayumi. It's going to be a 1v5 for her. There's definitely no time to recover the spike or even plant it. but she might just want to maybe consider recovering the operator at mid from Ineri. No, she's just gonna save up her gun, save up this Vandal in this corner.
I mean, it's pretty risky. The op from mid is quite vulnerable as well, with a lot of angles to consider. So yeah, it is a good call for Ayumi to just save it. So look at this quick replay right here. That's gonna be the flash, but still gets pushing Oreophilia Zinni with a kill of her own, and followed by Alexi to completely shut down the entrance from B main.
Yeah, and right now Alter Celeste uncharacteristically looking quite lost, and this is their map pick. It's not like it's Bren's map pick. In fact, what we've seen today is the team that chooses the map loses the map, and that might still happen right now. And there he tries to, finally finds the kill with a little bit of a janky left and right movement here. Still has one blade. Might be able to reset this. No, Zinni is gonna take Neri down. Takes Iceberg down as well. Zinni is gotten really low, but is able to recover from the decay. Gets tagged by the sheriff. Ayumi takes one down as Alexi is there for the trade. Oh, it's gonna be a 3v1 right now. Only Oreophilia left alive. She's gonna take Zinni down. It's gonna be a 1v2. There's a judge swinging out. It's gonna be a judge that's gonna take down Oreophilia as Shirazi finishes her off.
This is a different tone that we're seeing from Alter Ego Celeste right now. Usually, after a timeout, they are able to bounce back, but here, Bren Esports is completely shutting them down. So a little bit of a whiff from Ineri right there onto the latter parts of the game. Zinni as well, utilizing the wall that is initially for them as well, and just isolated that fight earlier, and we're pretty looking good right now for Bren.
Yeah, it looks really good for Bren. It feels like they have control over the game, which is really not normal against Alter Ego Celeste. Right now, the Hunter's Fury is being committed. Iceberg is going to take Zinni down. That's going to open up the B side, but Alexi is going to miss that shot, though. She's going to use the shorty to finish an area off. Uses the smoke to her advantage. Misses the Blade Storms as the flash comes down, as Oreophilia takes Alexi's head as she was blind. Right now, the Viper's Pit is being used as well. Mikasa is trying to look for more members. Takes one down. The chamber teleports away as Alter Ego Celeste are scrambling, but Oreophilia gets one more kill, gets a third kill as well with his Vandal. Oreophilia, this is her domain. She's taking control right now. She's gonna look for another, but she gets taken down by Zinni. It's all down to Iceberg right now. The spike is kind of planted for her, but she only has a sheriff, and she does not get the headshot. She gets taken down by Ali, and Bren are going to secure a 7th round on the board.
That is... what a fiasco coming in from both sides of the team, but the fact that Bren was able to, come out in victory and escalate themselves to an almost supposed to be Alter Ego Celeste fight, just played around with the map, and all of that intel worked in their favor. So Oreophilia with the second peak from the Viper's Pit did not push through, as their game sense is just really headstrong.